So welcome back. So, now let's move a very important variation of the interval problem, that is insert interval. So this problem looks simple at first, but it has multiple edge cases. That's why it is frequently asked question in the interviews. Here we are not just merging the interval, we are inserting a new interval into already sorted list and maintaining the correct structure. Okay, so suppose you are given a list of non-overlapping intervals which already sorted by the start time. Okay, so let's take one small example. 1,3 we're having and 6,9 you are having, right? And this is existing, it's already sorted by the start time, correct? Now you are having one new interval that has to be inserted, say 2,5. Okay, so your task is to insert this new interval into the list and merge it if necessary, and finally return the updated list. Okay, so if I'm going to merge it, so ideally my output should be like something. Suppose I'm going to 3, I'm going to, in the sorted sequence, this should come here, and then 6,9, right? Now if you remember, this is overlapping, right? Because 2 is coming in between, so this will be 1,5 and 6,9, right? So this should be the answer. Okay, so let's think step by step in this. We are inserting one interval into already sorted list, right? So there are only 3 possible cases that each interval can have. First, completely before the new interval. Okay, either you are going to insert the new interval here. Second, in somewhere between the first and last, like we have done in this, or in the last, right? And all these 3 cases have their own edge cases, so you have to take care of that. So okay, let's understand the core cases first. Alright, so no overlap, I mean we are going to insert before, I call it before. So if your current dot end is already smaller than new dot start, okay, then there is no overlap. Simply you can insert in between somewhere, it's not going to overlap here, right? So just add the current interval. Second, overlap is happening, just like in previous example. If your current dot start is less than or equal to new dot end, correct? So in this case you have to do some certain operation because overlap is happening, so you have to merge now. Okay, so how do you going to merge? So if you remember, we already have done this. New dot start, what will be the new dot start? If there is overlap, it means you have to take the minimum of what? New dot start comma current dot start, first thing, right? And in case of the new end, that will be merged to max of new dot end and current dot end. Alright, and case 3 is no overlap in case of after. Okay, this was the before, this was overlap, and this was the after. So in after, simply what happened, if a current dot start is greater than new dot end. Alright, so simply we are going to add new interval first. Okay, so in the first place this interval will come and then rest of the intervals will be there. Okay, so we are going to insert the interval first, then continue, right? Okay, so normally the brute force solution will be something like that. First we should insert the interval. So like wherever insert is possible, just insert that. Then you run one merge loop. Okay, so this merge is going to merge the sequence wherever it is allowed, that this is going to work, right? But again, this will be efficient. So instead of this, we can solve this problem in one go, in one loop, or in one pass. Okay, so what would be the optimized approach? So we will process this interval one by one and decide. Okay, so whatever we are going to decide, we are going to do in a single loop. So before that, okay, so let's do one dry run so that you can get the idea like how we are doing that. Okay, so let me take one example. Suppose you have taken one intervals which is already sorted, 1, 2, something 3, 5, then 6, 7, then 8, 10, okay, then 12, 16. Okay, everything sorted, there is no overlap in this. Perfect. So now you got a new interval, that is 4, 9 you have to insert. So what will be the step 1? So we will process each interval one by one. Okay, each interval one by one, and then we decide, is it before the new interval, or is it overlapping, or is it after? Okay, and based on that, we either add it, merge it, or insert in the new interval. Okay, so let's do step by step. So my step 1, I am having current 1, 2, correct, in this one. So let's start with the first interval, that is 1, 2, and now we are going to compare this with the new interval, that is 4, 9. Okay, so what is the condition? If current dot end is less than new dot start. Perfect. So here 2 is less than 4, right? So this is true. So what are you going to do? Since the interval ends before the new interval starts, so there is no overlap, right? So we're simply going to add this to result. Okay, so let me keep one variable here, result. So this is having now 1, 2, correct. Now let's see step 2. Now current will be what? 3, 5, correct. So what is happening now? So let's compare this with the 4, 9. So in this case 4, 9, this is 4, this is 3, 5. So your 3, right? So current dot, your current dot start is 3 is less than or equal to the end of the new, right? 9. So is it overlap? True. Is it overlapping, right? Because 3, 5 is coming, so 4 is coming in between before 3, right? So we are checking, and this is overlap. Let me write here, is overlap, correct. So this interval, since overlap with the new interval, so instead of adding, we are going to merge them. Okay, so how to merge that? New dot start equal to min of 4, 3, right? So min of 4, 3, it is 3. You remember how we are doing the merge in the previous example? You already have done this, right? In the same way, new dot end will calculate, that is max of what? 3, 9, right? So that is 9. So our new will have now 3, 9, right? Step 3, what this will do? We are having current equal to 6, 7, right? So now we are going to compare this with the new interval, that is 3, 9. Okay, it's a new interval, right? Because that is, both are merged, so I got this one. So I'm going to compare with the 3, 9. So now 6, this is 3, 9, then coming 6, 7. Of course 6 is coming between 3 and 9, so 6 is less than equal to 9, so this is true. Okay, so there is overlap. So again we are going to do the same thing, merge formula, right? So what is the merge formula? This formula I'm going to apply again. So new dot start should be minimum of 3,6, that is 3. New dot end should be maximum of what? 7,9, right? So end will be between the end max and minimum starting, starting of the array range. So that will come 9. So my new will become now 3,9, right? In step 4, now I am getting 8,10. Current is 8,10. So we are going to compare this with now this 3,9. So what will happen now? This is the 8, this is 9. So 9 is coming after, right? So it means between 8, 10, somewhere between 9 will come. And 9 will finish. 3 is started from here, but 9 will get finished in this. So again, this is going to be merged, right? So since 8 is less than or equal to 9, it is true. Again, this is overlapping. So again, I am going to apply the merge formula. So in this case now, new dot start will become minimum of what? Start of both. So 3, 8. So that is going to return 3. And now new dot end, that will be max of end of both. So end of both is nothing but 9,10, correct? This one and this one. So this is going to give me 10. So now my new will become 3,10, correct? So now the interval expand because interval extend beyond it, right? So let's take the step 5 now. Current is coming. $12,16, right? So we are going to compare this with this. Okay, so in this case, your current dot start is greater than that new dot end. So already 3,10 is there and 12 is coming. Then what will happen? 12 is coming somewhere else, right? It's not going in between both numbers, right? So this is not going to overlap. So 12 is already greater than the last element of this, so it is 10. So this is going after the after this interval. Okay, so this is completely after the new interval. So again, so we first add the merged interval. So our result will become now 1,2, 3,10 and 12,16, correct? And this is the answer, right? Because our numbers are over now. So at the end we ensure that new interval is added, but there is already added, so we are done. Okay, so this interval is completely after the new interval, so that's why it's not going to impact the other or something else. So notice something very important here. We always applied the same formula, okay, whenever there was an overlap. Sometimes the interval changed, sometimes it stayed the same, but logic never changed, right? So golden rule, if I'll say, so in case of overlap, always apply the formula. Okay, in case of new dot start, take minimum of a start, and new dot end, take max of end. Hope this makes sense. Okay, so hope you understand this concept. It's more or less is same as the previous one, just have to understand with the terminology and the way the question is asked. So let's write the program for this in the next video. Until then, bye. Before that, I want to add one more thing. Whenever there is an overlap, we always apply this merge formula. Remember that. The only thing is that sometimes student got confused, because whenever you are applying this formula, it doesn't mean that every time your result is going to be changed. Let me take this case. What is my answer? I'm having 3,9. Okay, 6,7 is coming. If I draw on a line, so 3 is somewhere here and 9 is somewhere here, right? And now 6,7 again. 6,7 always inside this, correct? 6,7. So will this going to change this? Of course not, right? It's all depend whether the current interval extend beyond it or lies inside it, right? So it is lies inside it already, so it's not going to change though we are applying the merge formula. So just remember this, merge is not about the changing, it's about the ensuring the correctness. Okay, so let's see the code for this in the new video.